What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode. Today's episode is going to be all about not birding. It's going to be about taking portraits, better portraits in foresty environments. So I came out here and we were hiking around in this beautiful forest, trying to scope out some areas to get some good photos. And I got a little bit distracted with birding, as you know, that tends to happen. And camera lady disappeared. So let's go find Brittany first so that we can get our subject, and I'm going to show you guys some tips for better outdoor portraits. I can't... Seriously? Are you in a tree? That's where you've been the whole time?
Oh yeah, best place to sit.
I thought you were a bird.
The hell kind of bird is this big?
You want to take some portraits?
Do I have to?
Yeah, come down here.
I'm not getting down.
Alright, fine. And how about turn around and we'll take some cool tree portraits.
Alright, fine.
Alright, so Brittany didn't want to come out of the tree, but I convinced her, let me take some photos while she's up there, and I think that'll be kind of cool. So I'm going to give you guys 3 tips on how to deal with the natural light and the splotchiness and the shade and all of that stuff for better outdoor environmental portraits. So first let me switch lenses. I think we'll go with a 45 for this one. Alright, so I got my 45 on here. Alright, so this first part doesn't have anything to do with lenses or camera bodies or anything like that. It doesn't matter what you're using. So first, let's take a photo of her and see what it's telling me is a properly exposed photo. Alright, so just want to turn a little bit to your left and look like you're reading.
The things I do.
Perfect. So that shot was what the camera told me was perfectly exposed, with my light meter right on 0. And as you can tell, that is definitely underexposed for her because she's in the shadow and it's taking the average of all the light. So what we're going to do, the easiest way to fix that is just overexpose a little bit. So I'm going to overexpose. I'm going to start by 1 stop. So already 1 stop is looking much better. You can go over if you want to exaggerate the highlights in the back or anything, but I think that is looking really good. So it's a stylistic choice on how much you want to go over, but overexposing by a stop or 2 is going to bring up the shadowed light, which is the subject, which is Brittany's face in this case and her whole front, and it's going to bring that exposure up on her to a much more pleasing level. Alright, so in addition to being in the shade and all of that, you definitely want to make sure that your subject is backlit. So in this case, the sun is over there. It's not completely right behind her, but it is backlighting Brittany, and that is going to help make sure that that her face is shaded evenly. So after we do that and overexpose, if we want to take it up a step, the next step would be for one of these guys. So this is just a regular 5-in-1 reflector, and I've got it set to the white side and the gold side right now. So you're gonna either need a stand or another person to help you. So we don't have either one of those because I forgot my light stand and my reflector holding thing. So we rigged it to another tripod. So basically what we're gonna do, so I've got my tripod here, I got my reflector, and I just made this little clip out of I just bent a paper clip, and I'm just going to use my tripod head and I'm going to mount it on there, and now I have this little bit of a brace and I can control the angle by manipulating the legs and the head, and then I can have that bounce onto her. So here's the regular shot that we just took, and now here's a shot with the reflector bouncing a little bit of gold light onto her to emulate that golden hour light. So that's just giving it that little bit of extra pop, which is helping separate her from the background and add that little bit of drama with the light. All right, so the last way to make your images really pop and to really control the lighting and everything else is with one of these guys. So this is just a regular flash and it doesn't matter what kind of flash it is or anything. And there's two ways that we can use this. I don't prefer to put it on camera. If you can't take it off camera, then obviously you have to leave it on camera, that's fine. Then what you can do is set up your reflector thingy again on your tripod and have the flash hit that and bounce. That will soften this light, because if you point the flash straight at her, it's going to be harsh light again, and we're trying to get rid of harsh light. So bouncing the flash onto the reflector and then having the reflector light bounce onto her from the flash reflected light, that's going to make a much better image. So here's that shot. So then it's just going to come down to stylistic choices. There's a few things that you can do with flash. You can bounce it off the reflector like I just did. You can use one of these guys, some sort of soft box. So this is my Westcott Rapid box, which I didn't bring the stand for, which is why we're not talking about it. But it just opens up like that, and then there's a little thing that goes over it. So I have a whole video on reviewing this thing if you want to check it out to see what it specifically does and how it works and all that. I take this with me. This always stays in my car. Super packable. But it doesn't have to be this. It can be any sort of softbox, any sort of diffuser. You can even take the 5-in-1 reflector and take the whole thing off, and it's a diffuser underneath, and just shoot the flash through it, and that's what this shot is. So the flash is shooting through the diffuser now, and that will help soften up the light a lot. So the key here is you want a lot of light and you want it as soft as possible. So the things that are going to help you do that are bouncing it, shooting it through a diffuser, and then or using a softbox, which is again a diffusing it. So that's it. That's my 3 tips for helping you get better lighting for your outdoor natural portraits. If you have any questions about anything that I went over or didn't go over, leave those in the comments below and I'll definitely answer them. Hit that like button if this video helped you out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.